Welcome to Community Media Medford. Last night on October 17th, 2017, as the City Council of Medford was concluding, your police chief, Leo A. Sacco Jr., told the world everything is lovely in Medford. Everything's great. It's a safe city to live. On Friday, the 13th, Jenna Terabelsi was convicted of raping a 15-year-old child. Now, how the police chief can go up there and lie to the city of Medford that it's a safe place to live when a 15-year-old was raped and the woman was convicted on Friday, 4 days earlier, just shows you the depth of Leo A. Sacco Jr.'s depravity. But it gets worse than that. You see, when public officials hide crimes and then tell you everything is okay, they have to be removed. And our mission in life now is to remove the cheat, Leo A. Sacco Jr., the deceitful police chief of Medford, must be removed from office. I mean, he says we have a safe city. You have a state rep grabbing the Twilight Zone area of Vice President Michael Marks. So shame on Michael Marks, shame on Paul Donato, in front of children at the school on Sunday at this private access station, private access part 2. You've got Paul Donato acting in an inappropriate way, in a sexual way, around children on school property. That's undeniable. Look at the photographs. His hand is here, his hand is here, and then his hand is in Michael Marks' nether region. But Chief Sacco tells the City Council of Medford on the 17th, it's a safe city to live. Yeah, with Grandpa Donato, give us a break. Allegations are that on the 4th or 5th of October at the VFW, Donato allegedly grabbed Michael Marks' ass. Now, what is this? So, Donato is involved with, allegedly, Susan Crowley. Susan is the niece of Jimmy Lee. Jimmy Lee, of course, is the police officer who cheated on his wife with a friend of ours. Cheated on his wife, then socked the girl in the mouth. She had 8 stitches at the hospital. And Leo Sacco said to the press that the woman has issues. Yeah, Leo, a police officer supposed to serve and protect was having sex with her behind his wife's back, and he whacked her in the lip. She got 8 stitches. Yeah, that's called having issues, Leo. But you don't go and attack the victim. Stephen Lebert. Enough said? Oh, in the press, Sacco said, he blames himself for Stephen Lebert. Yeah, you should, Leo, because those complaints went on and on for years, and you swept them under the rug. Now, Leo looked at me last night and said, sue me. And I said, Leo, you're getting sued. Leo, I was on the phone with my lawyer 2 hours ago this morning. It's 10:24. At 8:30, I was speaking to my lawyer, because we have another lawyer doing the federal case, of course. You're getting sued, Leo. So isn't Rick Caraviello and Ed Finn, the whole lot of you. You're getting sued, Leo A. Sacco Jr. And I can't wait, because in that lawsuit, Leo, we're going to ask a lot of questions in discovery. We're going to ask a lot of questions in discovery. And that's all I'm going to say on that. So what ticked off the police chief of Medford last night? He's telling you everything's lovely, and I'm telling the city that someone's brains were splattered across the bed, across the street on Salem. Well, that's when a guy's not laying out in the middle of the road because there's no traffic here. Look, the men and women of the Medford Police Department, for the most part, the majority of them do a great job. But they can't be everywhere all at once. And you've got a police chief that doesn't lobby to have more officers. We have a police chief that doesn't lobby to fix the police station. We get promises from that whack job who calls herself a mayor, Mrs. Burke. She laughed at Donato's sex stunt on school property. And then Monday night she shut me off. So, why have I filed so many complaints with Neil Osborne, Director of Inclusion and Diversity, Diversity and Inclusion, whatever, all these great titles. Medford is a safe place, it says in his office. I'm shaking my head. You got to be joking. This is not a safe area. Not when a police chief lies to the public. So he's up there saying it's all glorious, it's wonderful, people want to move here because it's a safe city. It's not a safe city. So Sacco very benevolently says, Joe, let's go outside and talk. Then I saw the real Leo A. Sacco Jr. Now watch me very closely. I'm a reporter. Leo's eyes looked like those of a gangster. On one hand, he's being very nice, like he's in The Godfather. Then he looks at me like this, don't you ever come after my family. And I stared the police chief right back and I said, your son was in the news, alleged drunk driving, he's fair game. But see, here's the double standards. Chief Sacco then threatened me with police service. Here was the threat. You get the police service you deserve. We take that as Ed Finn is guilty of assaulting a man over 60, Leo. My physical person was assaulted violently and viciously by that ugly, unethical city clerk of Medford, Edward P. Finn. And there was a witness 3 feet away who saw the whole thing. And the police failed to interview that witness. Now, do you believe that? Do you believe the police when they say they failed to interview the key witness? They interviewed him. They deep-sixed it because of damned Ed Finn. Ed Finn slugged me. Then that son of a bitch, Rich Caraviello, that unethical individual with the limo company, and I'd like to see Corey checks on all his current and past limo drivers. Leo, and you know what I'm talking about, Leo. Hey, did you hear the one about the sex offender who had keys to every house in the Medford Housing Authority? This is an aside. What did Leo Sacco do about that one? Oh, the $103,000 in alleged missing monies with the soccer kids. Well, and then just like parking, pay to park. Isn't Sacco in charge of pay to park? Yeah, I found Anne-Marie Cunio parking in the fire lane over at the high school. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. But the worst one is the allegation of a varsity coach having sex with the daughter of a powerful politician. Now, I don't know either. I'm psychic. Or the police chief, Leo A. Sacco Jr., is not doing his job. Or worse. Now, he covered up for Stephen LeBert. He attacked the victim when Jimmy Lee whacked a woman. Whacked in the lip. Look into police officer Miguel Lopez. It was a murder at Miguel Lopez's house. Lopez hid the evidence. It was his stepson that was doing some alleged drug deal. Allegedly his stepson. That's what I read in the first news report. Suddenly, Miguel Lopez's stepson's out of the press. How does that happen? And an innocent guy gets shot to death at the home of a Medford police officer in Stoneham. You get the police service you deserve, which is no police service. Ask Marjorie McMillan and her little run-in with Stephen LeBert. Chief Sacco's spinning because all he does is spin. Police Chief Leo A. Sacco Jr. acted like a gangster last night. He told me what he does. He doesn't protect and serve. He protects and serves the bad conduct of his own family. So, Joe Sacco had his gun taken away from him, son of Leo Sacco, had the keys to his truck taken away from him, no field sobriety test, no breathalyzer, gets a ride home. Sean Norton is envious. Sean Norton was put on his hands and knees and arrested. A police officer from Medford allegedly slams into the unmarked car of a firefighter in Reading. Police chase him into the school property on his hands and knees. $150 bail. Nice, huh? $150 bail. Resisting arrest, hit and run of a car, alleged drunk driving, $150 bail. Such a world. Police Chief Sacco tells you everything's great in the city of Medford. Everything's sunny, everything's wonderful. A 15-year-old was raped on Roy Belson's watch. Now let's get into Jenna Terabelsi. I looked at Roy Belson in November 2016 and I said, you knew about Jenna Terabelsi's rumors at Arlington Catholic. What, me worry? You just saw Belson. He's slick as Sacco, as slick as McGlynn. These old-timers, they have it down. Smooth, fork-tongue talk, Mark Rumley, Chief Sacco, they know how to lie. Stephanie Burke, not so much. She just slams the gavel because she can't lie as good as... She's not very good at debating. Why do you think McKillop is not going to get a real debate with Stephanie? She can't debate. Can you imagine Stephanie Burke in a debate with me? I mean, let's look at the skill levels. Look at my performance here. Do you think Stephanie Burke or Adam Knight or Rick Caraviello can articulate the way I do? Told Michael Marks. You've got Michael Marks, Bob Penta, Brianna Lungo-Kern. Scarpelli's okay as a speaker. Bob Skerry can speak. But these people are not literate. They can't talk into a camera. You think Ben Brown can talk into a camera, the station manager? No. He's Stephanie Muccini Burke's pet poodle. On your leash, Ben. But he's irrelevant. What's relevant here is that you have a police chief, a state rep, and a mayor. The trifecta. I hit the trifecta this weekend. I got Donato and Marks. I got Mayor Burke and Chief Sacco 3 days in a row. I'm 3 for 3 after the conviction of Jenna Terabelsi for child rape. When a child gets raped and the chief tells the city of Medford on Tuesday that everything's jolly, the police, the city is safe, and a 15-year-old was raped and they never told his mother. When it happened, they didn't tell the mother. Hush it up, sweep it under the rug, the varsity coach and the powerful politician's daughter. Mayor Burke was the director of personnel. Mike McGlynn was the mayor. Roy Belson was the superintendent. You had this political hire, allegedly political, from the school where Mike McGlynn went back in the 70s. You see, he was a class above me in Arlington Catholic, but he's many classes below all of us in 2017. Mike McGlynn's shadow, the specter of Mike McGlynn, he's there. Like Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate. He's always there. That's Mike McGlynn. The master manipulator in Medford is Michael J. McGlynn. The fruit of this poisonous tree, Leo A. Sacco Jr., tells the city everything's fine. Jenna Terabelsi convicted of rape of a child, and Leo Sacco says everything's fine. They drag an innocent man into criminal court because of a guy twice my size that intimidates me just about every day of the week. They lose. Sacco says, sue me. Yeah, you're getting sued, Leo Sacco, and we're going to find out all the dirt on Leo A. Sacco Jr. We want to know the pattern. We want to know what civil rights are all about in the city of Medford, to protect and serve their own families. Yeah, when you can look me in the eye, Leo, and tell me about the varsity coach and that soccer player, the young lady, well, she wasn't a lady, the young girl. You tell us that, Leo Sacco. Tell us about the varsity coach. Tell us about Stephen Labert, Sean Hughes, Sean Norton, Greg Hudson, Jimmy Lee, Miguel Lopez. Good work, Leo. Joseph Sacco. When you come after my family, no, Leo, you came after my family. You didn't protect my house when the police have come to me time and time again for help. This is part one. I got a lot more to say on this.